Hi everyone, as you're watching this, you'll notice this presentation looks and sounds different than the rest of the presentations that we did at the 2019 Risk Coordinators Workshop. There's a couple reasons for this. First, the video was cut off on my presentation that I gave, so we didn't capture all of that. But second, we've been running overtime, so a lot of the information I was going to give either got truncated or cut from my presentation. So because of that, I'm recutting my presentation in order to give you all the information that I originally intended to present. In designing the risk coordinators workshop this time around, we wanted to take into account the new risk coordinators that are among our ranks. And then we also wanted to refresh existing coordinators on the role that each member of the USIP team does and what we bring to the table for our counties. So during the course of my presentation, I hope to answer the question of what I do as the education and training specialist and how I can help elevate the training that your county delivers to its elected officials and employees. So one of the main duties of mine is education coordination. So I coordinate educational opportunities for USIP members through seminars, workshops, and conferences, which is something that we'll discuss a little bit more in depth as we go ahead. The USIP calendar is something that is regularly updated to inform membership of training opportunities that exist through USIP partnerships. So in addition to listing USIP and relevant UAC events, we also list member events like county fairs. Although there's many of the partner trainings, for example, we have WCF Insurance and Utah Safety Council trainings listed on our calendar. Even though they're featured on the website calendar, they have an associated cost with them. USIP members are able to access the trainings at a discounted price whenever that's available. There's also a couple ways you can see the calendar. So there's, as you can see there at the top, there's the calendar that you can, just web page button that you can click. That'll take you to the main calendar page, and from there you can scroll through all of the months, see what's coming up. And then down here at the bottom of the main page is the what's coming. That'll give you just an idea of what's coming up in the next couple of days that you can kind of just see at a quick glance. And then designing and preparing educational aids and materials is something that I do that we'll address a little bit more as we go on. So let's touch a little bit on conference and meeting planning. One of the biggest duties I've had this year is planning and coordinating USIP's annual workshops. So for many years, USIP hosted a number of trainings, namely facilities management, fair and events, personnel, planning and zoning, risk coordinators, and risk management workshops. So with the exception of risk coordinators and risk management workshops, several of these workshops were not held for a number of years, with the idea that the training you would gather from these sessions would be provided through integration at the UAC conference breakout sessions or other training opportunities. But a number of the pool membership requested the USIP reinstate these workshops as their own separate kind of training opportunities. So starting for this year, I've been planning and organizing these workshops as we brought them back with other trainings, and that began with the Risk Coordinators Workshop and additional workshops scheduled in May, June, July, September, and October of this year. I also help with the planning and organization of the UAC management and annual conventions as they request my help. In the past, this has meant being involved with stage design, helping to arrange keynote speakers, and assisting with the opening and closing ceremonies of the conventions. I also plan and coordinate training opportunities. That doesn't just extend to the membership of the pool. I help coordinate board member efforts with AGRIP forums, as well as the annual strategic planning meeting for our board of directors. Additionally, I do agenda development and announcements. So for the Risk Coordinators Workshop, you can kind of see what I put together as far as the graphic for the agenda that we had. And I send out agendas and announcements through email, Eventbrite, and then designed and printed the agenda booklets. We try to ensure that the agendas are topically relevant for each workshop and address the issues and concerns of the counties. So I try to ensure that the distributed agendas and announcements contain all the information you need so that when you get to the workshops, you can follow along and then return to them for future reference. And we also just want to make sure that they're aesthetically pleasing. We want to make sure that it's something that you can at least enjoy looking at while you're staring at them throughout the course of the workshops. Another aspect of conference and meeting planning is arranging speakers. So for the risk coordinators workshop, that was an easy task since we just had our USIP staff presenting. But it's kind of different though for some of the other workshops. So for the next event, the facilities management workshop that will be held on May 23rd, I've arranged for speakers from the FBI, Sandy City, Salt Lake Community College, Strong and Hanny, and Sedgwick to present on the topics of preparing for an active shooter, emergency plans, facility management on a budget, ADA noncompliance claims, and large property losses, respectively. And that's something that we're looking into for the other workshops as well. We want to have engaging, interesting speakers that everybody can really enjoy and learn a lot from. Let's see. Additionally, in preparing for events, I coordinate the preparation of training materials and assist with the registration process. Registration process, and we coordinate logistical needs. So that includes organizing meals, hotels, and meeting room reservations, any audio visual needs, and so forth. We also want to make sure that we get feedback so that we can make these workshops the best they can be. So attendee evaluations are something that we include with the agendas so that we can kind of get your feedback and improve in the next workshop. So in the past, we've done hard copy surveys as well as digital options to obtain this information. Since I've been here, we've relied on formats such as SurveyMonkey to get this information, but we found that wasn't really working well. There's a delay in getting those surveys into your hands, and at that point, you're back in the office. You've got all kinds of other emails and tasks to worry about. So because of this, we returned to the physical evaluation surveys, and in the case of this workshop and in the workshops going forward, those are going to be in the back of the agenda packets. So training program coordination. The primary training program USIP is utilized has been, it's one of the great features that we're happy about is the LocalGovU platform, which has the ability to push training materials for the counties through that platform. So that also includes the documentation of the training that's been conducted, that's done through and maintained on their servers. Anybody who has been using LocalGovU has noticed that they changed it over in January. That training or that transition, unfortunately, didn't roll out as smoothly as we'd have wanted to. It had its own set of challenges, but I've been working with LocalGovU's parent company, Praetorian Digital, in order to try and get the issues resolved. In the last couple of months, they've brought on new staff members, and so they've really helped to get those issues resolved. They've been really quick in getting things taken care of, and the new platform is working a lot smoother than it did before. So since that's happened, I've been quite happy with the new LocalGovU program, and I think as everybody kind of gets their hands into it, they will really enjoy it too, especially as they've been listening to feedback that the membership has given them from all the pools that they service. They've implemented some changes and really made things more user friendly since this new platform is rolled out. So some of the other things with training program coordination is we identify and analyze and report on the training needs of members and optional methods of training delivery. And I assist trainers in the development of training presentations. I also coordinate and monitor the effectiveness of USIP's current online training program and other online training programs. So if there's anything you need when in terms of developing your training programs or in improving them, I'm here to help with that. I'm really happy to help you improve your program in any way that I can. One of the other things that we've done is implement GoToMeeting into what we can do to help assist you, because I know a lot of you are are far away from Murray in Salt Lake County where we're located, and so GoToMeeting allows us to interact on a more personal level. We can use video conferencing or screen sharing, and that really seems to help with making sure that I can help you with issues that come up, or kind of let you see what it is we're doing on our end, rather than just telling you about it. So we found that with the new Local GovU platform, I put together some PDF tutorials that were helpful, I think, from what I heard, but like I was kind of alluding to, nothing's as useful as being able to see it with your own eyes and get a feel for how to actually do things by seeing it. So with GoToMeeting, we're allowed to do this, and I've been able to. Another useful function of that is that we can record the training sessions. So our YouTube page has a couple of different training sessions that we've done that can be referenced later on by people who were there or people who were unable to be there but have some time now where they can get to the training and can see what was done, hear the questions that were answered, and be able to participate that way. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to show you a clip from one of the trainings we did. One of our members had some questions about the new Local GovU platform. That was so it provided a useful opportunity for us to connect while we're several counties and a couple 100 miles apart, and we'll just let you see how that worked and how Local GovU was able to be better explained. Okay, so the next thing I had was where to print certificates, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you go to the dashboard, there's a couple of ways you can do it. So were you looking how to do it on an individual basis or as you as the admin?
Me as the admin. So like if somebody tells me they're done, I can go in and print their certificate for them so they don't have to bring it to me.
Okay, perfect. So if you go to admin and then reports, that's where you're going to find this. So you're going to choose your viewing method. And then the time period. So if you're just looking for, in general or what, if you know it was done in a certain date, you can find it that way. I think easiest way is just to choose all time. And then you can look it up. There's a number of ways you can look it up. You can look up a member, or if a whole group of people were doing, or if it's like say a department was doing, sexual harassment or something, you could choose the course. So from there you would choose those who earned certificates, and then you can narrow it down so you don't have to dig through this whole group of topics. So you could do it that way. Now, yesterday for our purposes, I'll pull up the one I did. So I took that course. You would then add it and then hit download certificates.
Okay.
Now, as you know, with the changeover, there have been some things that have been going back and forth that we've been trying to get worked out. Now, for me, when I've done download certificates, it hasn't saved the file to my computer. So it may work just fine for you, though. That's something we've been finding. The other thing, I was talking about this with Marty earlier this morning, and he was saying that it might also just be my web browser. So I'm using a Mac here, and it might just be a Safari issue. So if you have trouble doing that at first, maybe um, try a different browser if it doesn't save, but that's how you would do it.
Okay, so I hit add, then download certificates, and that's all I need to do, or do I need to hit save also?
You can hit save, and that's just going to save the report.
Oh, okay.
So let's
So
see.
okay. So if I just am wanting to print it to put in their file, I would just download.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
just. So then I would, can save it, and then you could download them that way. See, so for
Okay.
me, it still didn't save it to my downloads folder, but again, that might be an issue on my account right now, or it could just be my browser. So I would give it a try. If it doesn't work for you, um, after maybe trying it in a different browser or something, let me know, and then that's something I can pass on to Praetorian, and we can get worked out.
Okay.
What browser do you recommend we use for it?
You, what system are you using? Are you
I don't know.
using?
We've got Edge, we've got Google, we've got
Generally I use Google Chrome.
Yeah.
I would probably say try Chrome. I mean, are you using you're using Windows? I take it.
Yeah.
Okay. Generally don't recommend Internet Explorer, so you could try Firefox too. But if you've got a couple of different browsers on there, just I would try it with Chrome first, and then if that doesn't work, try another one or two.
Okay.
And then if you're still having problems, let me know and we'll get in touch with Praetorian. Okay. Any questions on that?
No.
No.
Okay, perfect. So let's see. The next question I had was how to send a notification to just one person.
Okay.
Okay. So again, we'll go to admin, and then let's see. Oh, whoops, sorry. There's this notification manager. So you'll click that. Excuse me. And then there's all kinds of different, so these are different notifications here that have been sent out. So if you wanted to create a new notification, you could do it that way if you wanted, but you're looking to resend a notification, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would open, we'll just do this one, the new learning assignment. You would just open it. And then let's see, there's these options here. So let's see. Sorry, it looks like it kind of saved it from where I was yesterday. So let me go back and let's just do this credentials training requirement not met. Let's do it that way so that I can show you there. So here, what you would do is where it's got the send to, you would specify members. So here, it's kind of automatically selecting everybody under USIP. So you can just, if I wanted to just send it to just me, I'll just select, deselect everybody, and then you can also select to copy it to somebody if you want. Not necessary, but if you wanted to make sure it got to them, you could, CC yourself that way. Okay, so following that, we set up another meeting. We held that on Thursday, April 25th, and kind of just ended up doing a walkthrough tutorial of the local GovU system. You can also see that in on our YouTube page, and I'll link to that in the description of this video below so that you can see that training session as well. If you ever have any questions or need to be able to see something regarding local GovU or our website, anything of that nature, just let me know. We can set up a GoToMeeting, get connected, and I can show you exactly what you're looking for and where it's located. Let's see. Johnny and I have also discussed using our YouTube channel to present USIP trainings in a way that's more easily accessible for the membership. So it would be similar to this format. What I should stress is that we're always happy to make on-site visits for training, and we definitely still recommend that. It's preferable because you can ask questions in real time and we can provide answers, but as is common, not everyone can always attend a training session due to other commitments, or you need to have somebody staffing an apartment somewhere, so not everyone is able to be there at the same time. So by making high quality recordings of our presentations, we'll be able to provide the same training to our membership in the manner that they expect in an instantly accessible format. We're going to keep working on these, and once those are ready to be released, we'll let you know and make sure that everybody knows where they're available and how to access them. Another program that we have access to that I think is really great is the Legal and Liability Risk Management Institute's Bridge platform. The Bridge platform is more specific. So LocalGovU is great in general for county employees and elected officials, and it has law enforcement material on it, whereas Bridge is designed specifically for law enforcement officers. It's an established e-learning management company with a robust background and hosts many of the Ivy League colleges and universities e-training programs. The funding that we have, the grant that we received, covers 6 months worth of the courses that they offer if every officer under USIP coverage participated. So the funding we have could last quite a while, and we really want the membership to be able to take advantage of it. There's a number of factors relating to Bridge that will improve online training experience for your agencies and officers. So one is sign up is really easy. It's done similarly to LocalGovU with an email invitation to each user. It's also mobile ready, which is great. You can log in anytime, anywhere with an internet connection through a desktop or laptop computer, tablets, or smartphones. So it's really streamlined and great that way. Their learning library contains over 200 courses and quizzes, so just about anything you might need in terms of law enforcement training, it's there. It also has a lot of customization options, which makes its utilization easier on a case-by-case or individual basis. Like LocalGovU, it has administrative capabilities that exist to assign courses and monitor the progress of users. And so while the interface of Bridge is more modern and sleek, its functionality in this regard is more similar to the old LocalGovU platform. There's less of a learning curve, I think, with that. It also offers email training reminders and overdue notifications, which are handy for reminding users when they have courses that need to be completed, or if they've neglected to complete a course after they've started it and it's run past due. It's also got a supervisory dashboard, which is useful to review reports and monitor user progress, as well as view course results. And this is very functionally very similar to what you used with the LocalGovU platform. And then, like any kind of online platform of worth, Bridge offers unlimited 24/7 user support. So to gain experience with the platform, I've registered for Bridge and completed the Supreme Court update set of courses. Each course is presented by this gentleman, Jack Ryan. He's LLRMI, their co-director. He's an attorney and retired captain of the Providence, Rhode Island Police Department. The series of courses consisted of 9 classes, ranging from a few minutes long to nearly an hour each in a couple of cases. Mr. Ryan narrates the material of the courses, and in this case outlined where Supreme Court decisions affect police work, interactions with criminals, and civil rights. Other courses focus on home entries, the use of force, street encounters, and so on. Some courses can be completed simply by watching the video with no other action on the user's part. You just watch, and then when you're done, you just move on. While others require certifying that the user watched the entirety of the video. Progression through the courses introduces quizzes that need to be completed in order to progress. On the administrative side, the percentage required to pass off a course can be adjusted to an acceptable threshold. So in my case, with the courses I took, 100% completion was required in order to pass. Much like with local GovU, though, this can be adjusted between 70 and 100%, just whatever you as the administrator think is best in order to make sure that the participants understand the material and are able to demonstrate that they can that they know what was in the course. Bridge lets you know that you've completed a course with a congratulatory email. The Supreme Court update course that I took was divided into 9 sections. So each section comes with a certificate of achievement that signifies that the course was completed. And then that can be printed as a form of hard copy proof or saved as a PDF as well. Additionally, a separate certificate of achievement can be sent out, or that is granted, I should say, to signify completion of the entire course. Again, these can be saved as PDFs or can be saved as PDFs, printed, or stored online to ensure that documentation is archived for completion of these courses. Here's also a view of the administrative side of the Bridge platform. So as you can see, you can monitor courses completed, the progress of learners, active users, and more. I worked with Tracy Baldwin at LLRMI and have done a couple of overviews of the Bridge platform, once when USIP was first introduced to it, and more recently to refamiliarize myself with the program. And Tracy mentioned that she is happy to conduct Bridge demos upon request. So if anybody thinks that this would be a good use for their law enforcement, just let me know. We can get you in touch with Tracy, and then she can do a demo for you directly. The training took a little over an hour, but it may take longer if there are additional questions. I would definitely recommend this, though, if you're thinking of enhancing your law enforcement's training opportunities. Like I said, we've got a grant for it, so we've got free money that's just sitting there, and this program is just waiting to be taken advantage of. So in order to kind of help coordinate that, please let me know. Like I said, I've done it, and I think that this is a great way to really just help your law enforcement staff with their training needs. Okay, so communications is an enormous part of what I do to promote USIP's events, education, and training. As I mentioned earlier, I've sent out agendas and announcements through email and Eventbrite for the Risk Coordinators Workshop. I've sent those directly to the risk coordinators. So because this workshop is designed specifically for risk coordinators, that's really been the extent of our promotion, coupled with just direct outreach to coordinators in order to answer questions or assist them as needed. Other workshops, though, have a broader scope. So, for example, the fair and events and risk management workshops, while they're marketed specifically to fair and events and risk management personnel respectively, they're also open to those that fall outside of USIP's membership. So, as such, officials from non-member counties and organizations are invited, and those events are publicized on the USIP social media channels. In this case, I'm using imagery tied to the overall graphic design for the facilities management workshop. Just want to keep it consistent and make sure that if you're coming to the workshop, if you've seen this graphic, you'll see that on the agenda. It just kind of ties it together nicely aesthetically, and it kind of just helps to in laying out a rudimentary version of the agenda here. You can see the general topics that we'll be covering, and that's going to be relayed a little bit deeper in the agenda that I've designed. So I also help with information technology. This has been a big push since I began working with USIP. The USIP website is like a treasure trove of training materials that our membership can take advantage of. It's regularly updated with relevant articles and information for our membership to be aware of. It's also houses our workshop archives. So all of these are workshop videos are accessible through the website, as well as the slide presentation PDFs. Also, we have our social media channels, which we use to help inform and promote USIP workshops, UAC conferences, and other training events that USIP members might find useful. While we do share the same USIP-centric information on each social media channel, I do feel that each is worth following. Facebook allows us to post more information in greater detail. Twitter also allows us to easily share information from other state agencies or USIP partners. So occasionally we'll share things from the Utah Safety Council or other kind of risk management groups that we similarly follow. Instagram allows us to easily share when we visit USIP members or host training events. So we posted some things from this workshop, the UAC Management Conference, and then when we visit members, on occasion we'll post updates from that on our Instagram page as well. In addition to using the USIP website to inform and promote general training events, we've also strived to make each social media channel a resource for more immediate regular training that can be accessed anytime and anywhere. So for example, we've instituted a question of the week program through the social media networks. So as members ask the USIP staff questions that are beneficial to the pool as a whole, we present those questions on our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts and follow up on the questions throughout the week. Sometimes these follow-ups are contained just to the social media pages. Other times with the post on like personal use of public property by officials and employees, we supplement the social media follow-ups with a link to an article on the USIP website that delves deeper into the issue and kind of gives more depth to the matter. So in order to better facilitate general contact with USIP, we've added a contact page to our website's navigation bar, which you can see there circled in red at the top. This will take you to this contact form and allows you to specify whether you have a general question, a coverage question, a claims question, if you want to make a suggestion, or if you want to specify something else, which can then be done within the message itself. While the contact form can be used for any kind of inquiry, we're hoping to use it to gather questions for the Question of the Week initiative that will be beneficial for the entirety of the pool. So as you have questions that arise regarding coverage, claims, or anything else, just feel free to use that contact form to submit those inquiries to us. Additionally, we periodically publish infographics based on relevant and topical information. These infographics are generally released to the risk coordinators, who are asked to distribute them to those that they feel would benefit most from it within their counties. Although these are sent directly to the coordinators via email, they are also archived on the USIP website for access. Feedback on these has been helpful, and many of our members have found this different way of presenting information useful. USIP also records our training sessions and uploads those videos to the YouTube page so the sessions can be accessed for additional training and reference. So like I mentioned previously, training sessions like these workshops are recorded and uploaded to the YouTube page. As we take advantage of new tools like GoToMeeting and conduct trainings and learning tools like LocalGovU and Bridge, these sessions have been and will be recorded so that members who were unable to attend the live trainings are able to reference the videos here. And then those tutorials can be referenced again in the future. Like I mentioned before, we're working on turning some USIP presentations to full videos that can be accessed by the membership to supplement their training sessions. So topics we've initially considered are sexual harassment and ethics trainings that can be expanded based on relevancy, demand, and needs. This is meant to, like I mentioned before, supplant USIP's on-site training, which will always have certain advantages, including the most up-to-date information. But we still think it'll help and be useful as a supplementary service to the USIP membership, which will, of course, be very beneficial. So in conclusion, hopefully this helps you better understand my role within USIP and what I do for the pool and what I can do for you. Education and training is something I'm passionate about, and I'm really grateful to be able to do something that allows me to exercise my educational background while working in the public sector. And I enjoy working with the counties and all of you in helping to facilitate your training needs and preparing training materials for your use. If you do have any questions, or if there's anything I can do for you or your counties or departments, please let me know. I'm always happy to help out.